Hello, I'm Dr. Fred Hansen, and I am privileged to be with you here for a few minutes over the holidays. We'll also do this again for New Year's, and I hope that this is helpful for you. We are doing this in lieu of being able to do a class on New Year, on Christmas Eve or Christmas Day, or the day after Christmas, where I'm sure you have company around and would rather not be involved in this. I regret that I don't know many of you, and I hate that. I would like to get to know all of you better, and I promise you that in the upcoming days of 2026, I will spend more time online with you and get to understand you better. In the meantime, if any of you have any questions or any concerns that are going on that you need help with, please always feel free to send me an email and tell me a good time when it would be to call you. This is a new thing, and I'm hoping that this will work okay. What I'm going to do is give you a presentation that's broken down into 5 or 6 different parts. At the end of this, I will have a list of questions that we will send to you, and would appreciate you bringing those back to your counselor when you come after the holidays, and they will review it and give you credit for having done that work. Okay, let's start out now. The holidays, of course, are described as sometimes the most wonderful time of the year, and it is. But for many people in recovery, the time can also bring stress, loneliness, financial pressure, family conflict, and memories of using. Now, during the holidays, we really want our families to be impressed with how well we're doing, because we are doing much better. We're putting a lot of time and effort into this, and we want that to be acknowledged by people. But on the other hand, the holidays are so filled with stress that if we're around them and there are stressful things going on, then that's going to kind of bring us down, and we'll be either isolating so that we don't trigger, or will not be enjoying the kind of fun that we wish we could have. So it's an interesting time of year. We want it to be good. Today we're going to talk openly about those challenges, and we're going to try to explore some practical ways to stay grounded, to stay connected, and most of all, to stay sober throughout the holidays. I think one of the best things to do is to think about in your mind before you go anywhere or do anything. How would I like to see this event go? I'm going over to some friend's house for lunch or for dinner. Then how would I like that to go? Excuse me. There are certainly going to be people there that may or may not cause you to trigger. Think about, if they do say some of the things that they usually say, how would I like that to be handled? How would I like to see myself handle that up front before I get there? Think these things out. Don't wait till you get there and then have to think of what can I do to prevent this from happening to me. Okay, I've got something written down in the boundary area. So on this next one, I want to talk about replacing old traditions with new traditions. This won't take but just a few minutes, but I think you'll find this to be a very interesting thing. Think of the kind of traditions that you have had in your life with your family and friends. What do you normally do during the holidays? Make a list of those. Maybe we always go over here, we watch a football game, we have food, we go over this person's house, maybe we go to a movie, maybe we go somewhere. Make a list of those things that are the traditions that you have normally had in your family. And then out beside those, this is an activity, so write this down. Out beside each of those, write whether they normally go well, or do they tend to cause you problems. Do you feel stressed? Do you feel an emotional upset when you think about those family traditions? Okay, so if they do, then here's some ideas. Talk to your family. Tell them that perhaps you could host a sober holiday dinner or a movie night. Could we just have one tradition here where we don't have alcohol? Wouldn't that be nice? one time I had a friend sorry, I work from home and I have 5 dogs, so once in a while we get a chorus of dogs barking in the background. Um, anyway, this friend was his family all went out with all their friends to a lake and every weekend, and they went boating and they had tons of alcohol and beer everywhere. It was always a problem for him. So after one of these occasions, he went back to his family and he said, I just can't come to these anymore. They said, why? We have a great time. There's 15, 20 members of our family out here. We're all doing this. We love boating. We love doing all the skiing and everything. Why would you not want to come here? He said, because I'm in recovery and I'm trying to not drink anymore. And this is just too much effort. I can't simply be stressed over this because every time I come to this, it takes me a couple of weeks to get over the stress of it. His dad, his uncle, his brother, all of them looked at him with very sincere, really sadness and said, we are so sorry. We never thought about the fact that what we were doing was causing a problem for you. It's not that important to us. We will not do that anymore. When we do these outings, we will just bring soft drinks and everybody will have a great time because we would rather have you and your family here than any of that. Now that may seem like something that's hard to do, and maybe you can do that in your family, maybe you can't, but give it a shot. Okay, give it a try. I think you will find that the people who you care about and who love you are far more interested in your well-being and your health than they are in traditions that involve alcohol. Give it a try, okay? Now, if you're looking for something to do that's healthy and make you feel good about yourself, try volunteering at a shelter or at a food bank. There's a tremendous need for that everywhere, and they always need people to help. If you'll just give them a call and ask when would be a good time to come down and volunteer, I think you'll find out that it's a lot of fun. We did it last week here where I live, and we're going to be doing that again on the day before, on Christmas Eve. So should be fun. Sorry, my screen flickered off there. Okay. When you have a few minutes, sit down and write letters of gratitude. Write to people who have been a support to you in your recovery. That's a wonderful thing to do. I'm a very fortunate person. I get emails and I get letters from people who finished the program 10, 15, 20, 25 years ago. And it's just an amazing thing to me. Totally amazing. I am so thankful to God for every human being whose life I have had the privilege of touching in even a small way. And when I hear things back from them, it's just overwhelming. For those of you who've done that, thank you very much. That wasn't the reason I said that. But I think a good thing for you to try to do is write letters to people that can help you. If you're going to plan a trip, plan one that really is built around your recovery, where you'll be doing things, visiting places that don't require the use of alcohol. Okay? Now, here's an activity I'd like you to do. What's one new tradition that you'd like to start this year that celebrates your recovery? And how does it affect your recovery? In what way does this new tradition affect your recovery from the kind of things you used to do? Okay? Thank you. Okay, this next section I would like for us to cover is hope, gratitude, and connection. The holidays are about a time of reflection. Whether we realize it or not, we do that. We think of all of the Christmases past. In my house, when we put up our Christmas tree and we start hanging ornaments on the tree, there are ornaments that were made by our children back 30, 40, 50 years ago. There are things that remind us of our parents, of all of those things in the past. And we reflect on those things. Now, how do we reflect? We can reflect with gratitude and connection, or we can connect with loneliness and sadness. Those who have been a part of our life before who are no longer present are people we should remember with fondness, with joyfulness, with goodness as much as we can. If they were not people who did that with us, then we can just not think about them. Try not to let their thoughts of them enter into our life. Recovery is about renewal. Always remember that every opportunity you have to renew something that you have done in the past is a good thing for your recovery. This holiday can be a time of renewal in the sense that this is the new you, the new life you've created for yourself, the new life that you're proud of, the behaviors and actions that people see in you every moment of every day are new ones. You are a renewed human being. You have been made new. And who did that? You did it. Be proud of yourself, for goodness sakes. There is nothing more complex than recovery. Nothing. If you can manage to recover from the use of alcohol and drugs and all of the behaviors and difficulties that go along with that, you can do anything on this planet. Be proud of what you've done. Be proud of that renewal in your life. Every day sober is proof that change is possible. If you were sober yesterday, you know that change is possible. Why? Because you did it. You're not alone in this journey. In the group, you're surrounded by other people in the group. At your 12-step meetings, you're surrounded by those people. At church, you're surrounded by people there. Whatever activities you do in your life, you are surrounded by people who are part of your journey. Make those people an important part of your journey by picking the right people and the right activities. Your strength, honesty, and willingness to keep showing up, no matter is more than any gift that there could ever be under a tree. Okay, let's do this. Write down 3 things that you're extremely grateful for. If those are people, maybe this is the time to write a letter of gratitude to them. If it's just some thought that some new gratitude that you feel about, that you've had a chance to redo, write out why that new activity is so important to you. How has that positively impacted your life? Okay? Remember, holidays are wonderful and holidays are stressful. Make them good. Make them important. Don't let them go by and say, well, I'm not going to participate in anything because every time I do, I get fouled up. Don't let that happen to you. Enjoy them. What makes them enjoyable is picking the right kind of activities at the right time with the right people and doing the right thing. And don't forget, there's one little simple thing that you can say that if you know it's not good for you, what's that? No. Okay, you should have received a note that outlines a few simple questions here that I would like you to answer and bring into your therapist. If you haven't, let me just go over that list for you very quickly. Number 1, what are my top 3 holiday triggers and how can I prepare for them? We talked about that earlier. Number 2, like the young lady in the old video I was telling you about, who can I call or text when I start feeling overwhelmed? Do I have a sponsor, a friend, someone in the program? Who can I call? Don't let that be secondary. Make that a primary thing. 26 years ago, when I started life management, we had a small group of only 2 or 3 people, and I invited some friends that I knew who were in recovery. One of the more interesting things that happened is there was a young man, and we were discussing this topic of who could I call or who could I text. And he said, well, you've been in recovery for a long time. Do you know who you can call me? Do do you have the phone numbers memorized? He said, oh, I have probably 30 or 40 people I could call. He said, really? You know all their numbers? He said, no. And he pulled out of his pocket this little expandable piece of paper to fold it up like an accordion, and each one of them had a name and a phone number on there. And this young man said, you think you could call any of those people and they would know who you were and they would come over and take care of you or pick you up or take you somewhere? I said, sure. Handed him his phone and handed him the list. He said, what do you want me to do? Call any name you want to on there. Ask them. Well, the first name that he called, the person answered the phone and said, hey, Randy. And the kid said, I'm not Randy. He said, where is Randy? He said, well, I'm in a group. Let me talk to Randy. This is how involved his friends were. Before they answered any questions for this young man, they wanted to know that their friend, Randy, was okay. And once he'd explained to them what he was doing, they were perfectly fine with answering the question. He did this for 2 or 3 people, and every one of them went through the same process. I need to speak to Randy. See, that's the kind of recovery support you want to build. Think how powerful that would be in your life if you had that with you. Wouldn't that be great? And number 3, what does protecting my peace look like for me this season? Do you have a way to protect your peace? Do you know what that would be? What are those ways? Number 4, what boundaries do I need to set or maintain to stay emotionally safe? Number 5, how can I make gratitude a part of my daily holiday routine? Every morning, get up, give thanks for all the wonderful things that happened the day before, and give thanks for the things that you believe are going to happen today. Number 6, what's one new sober tradition that you're willing to start this year? At the bottom of this page, I have a closing affirmation. I would really like to say this with you. Would you mind? Let's say this together. This season, I choose presence over pressure, gratitude over guilt, and peace over chaos. I will protect my recovery, honor my growth, and remind myself daily that sobriety is the greatest gift I can give myself and those I love. Thank you, and I have so immensely enjoyed spending these moments with you. I hope that this is helpful for you during the holidays, and I hope that they interact with yourself and your friends as you go about holiday activities. Enjoy them. I wish you a joyful and a blessed Christmas, and I will have a few more little tidbits to help you with recovery during New Year's, okay? And that'll come out the following week. God bless and enjoy your life. Stay sober. Thank you.